Good morning. I thought about waiting on this video till I had done something to my hair and at least drink a full cup of coffee, but I figured why not? Most of you know this is me, and if you don't, I'm Melissa. I like random gardening videos and animals and just being me, so you get the whole hot mess experience with me. I'm out in the garden this morning drinking a cup of coffee and watching a eastern cottontail eat brassicas, but she's being rehabbed and this is part of her training to be released back in the wild, so we'll let her get away with it. But I'm gonna give a little update and some cute bunny videos. Alright, so my garden's messy, but we're just gonna go with it. The Simon Sunset 4 o'clocks from Baker Creek are about to bloom. I cannot wait. I've still got some seed pods going on with bok choy down there that I'm waiting on. Okay, let me find her. There she is. Trying to make sure I don't lose the bunny as I'm updating this morning. This is the red Russian kale we are still eating off of. I've got the dwarf blue vates and curly leaf kale. We've got brassicas that are bolting, but we're just letting them. There's a kaleidoscope 4 o'clock. We have a gypsy pepper back here, a volunteer zinnia, some baby cabbages, and some Brussels sprouts, some of which are bolting, but we're just going to let them go. We've got volunteer zinnias all in here. The leeks are still doing well. The tatsoi is finally bolting. We have a peach Melba nasturtium back here, and I can't remember what that one is up front, but we also have this down in here today. She says, "Leave me alone, I'm enjoying it." And again, garden's messy. Oregano. This has gotten huge. I cannot wait until it's just covered up with pollinators. My drink from yesterday is still out here. I moved the carrots over here so they'd get more shade throughout the day, and they're doing better. I have a volunteer zinnia about to bloom. I have cucumbers doing well. More cucumbers. My early Russian cucumbers are starting to trellis. That is a sunflower that Brooke planted. Yeah, it's going to be as tall as the house. Mine are back there with Koda. Good morning, Koda. And I planted those pretty close together because I plan on cutting them. These are my Keuka Melons trellising up. They're doing pretty well. We have tons of baby peppers. There's actually a banana pepper back there with the marigolds. There's a Jimmy Nardello. Tons of early jalapenos are getting ready. Oh, hush, you're fine. More notapinos and jalapenos. The violet sparkles are still turning, and I'm in love with this. They're just gorgeous as they turn. Yeah, I still haven't put up the row cover. Can you tell? A couple of volunteer zinnias are dispersed throughout here. We've got some tomatoes. That's a gobstopper, and champagne bubbles I threw out here, with some ahi lemon, ahi dolce, and ahi pineapple peppers. This is my variegated nasturtium, and I'm in love with it. It's an Alaska nasturtium, but I think another seed got dropped in there because this one is not variegated, but we'll see. Onions bolted. The weather was crazy, but oh, do you hear the bird fussing at me? She's over on the birdhouse. The bluebirds moved out. These are dahlias we planted from seed. They got frosted, but they're doing okay. But look, we're going to have a bloom, so maybe I can tell which one's the giant mix and which one's the purple. Had a volunteer ground cherry come up, so we're going to let it stay. Chamomile looks pretty good. Brooke's fairy garden is doing pretty well. It had a rough week because I forgot to water it, and that was my fault. We also had a lot of storms. This, both sets of this died, but they're coming back, so I'm leaving them alone. She actually has tomatoes. This is, little focus. is. This is an orange hat micro tomato from Baker Creek. And this plant is not coming back. I need to replace that for her. And some of the seeds she planted are doing okay. She had a really cute bloom this week on some of the phlox that came up, but her basil needs to be trimmed back. And that's our cat feeding station because of all the rain. Our Schwarzenbeeren is doing magnificent. The birds love it though. Every morning when we come out, there's tons of birds in it. Look what I grew. I've got big heads of cabbage and I'm so excited. I have never grown cabbage successfully. We've been eating lettuce and eating lettuce. And as you see, we still have tons to eat. The calendula in the middle is coming up. Our dinosaur kale is getting pretty big. Oh, hey kitty. But everything's bolting, which is to be expected. However, these are the dragon's tail, rat tail radishes. And we've tried some of those and they're actually pretty good. We've decided we don't like corn salad. The kids don't care for it in the salads. But everything else is doing really well out here. I've actually had no caterpillar damage to my cabbage, which is just astounding. And Gizmo wants to say good morning. Say good morning, Gizmo. No? Okay, fine then. Evan's herbs have just exploded. You can barely see the marigolds in there anymore. I'm actually going to come out and harvest some lemon balm. And the strawberries are still doing well. We've just got a lot of slugs that we have to deal with. We're going to figure out something else for them next year. So, for those of you that don't know, Koda, he's excited that I'm out here. Stop. He can't help it. He's excited. For those of you that don't know, we lost our service dog in April. And then, stop! This is our other dog, who is obviously not a service dog. This is Koda. Koda. Chill. Koda, say hi. Oh gosh, not that way. He went to go get his toy for me to play with him. He was diagnosed with heartworms about 2 to 3 weeks after we lost our service dog. And we really miss Rowdy. Like, Rowdy was the best dog we have ever had. We've joked around that we will never get another dog, not just because Rowdy was so great and this one is awful, but because if Rowdy, who was so great, could not train this one, we don't need this one influencing any others. He has settled down some, but part of that is the heartworm treatment and him feeling like garbage. He's actually lost, he just went and drank and got me. He's actually lost about 12 pounds. He's excited this morning because no one's been out here yet to play with him, so he's all over me. He says, I want to say hello. All right, come on. No sitting down with him. No, that's my coffee. Yeah, welcome to Koda. Koda, say hi. Say good morning. What? So, tomatoes and beans are doing pretty well. I've got some aphids. I need to come out here tonight and spray neem oil because I do have aphids. But I also have to bring my black light out because I have hornworm damage. So I know there's one out here. I just can't find him during the day. I'm dealing with birds and squirrels knocking fruit off. This one they knocked off is actually kind of interesting. It would have been a neat tomato. My chickens are going to get it in a minute. The sugar snaps, the storms have done a number, but the heat is getting them. So they're dropping their blossoms. I'll go ahead and just let them die out. We've actually been harvesting off this bush bean row. Koda, leave chickens alone. He wants to eat them. Actually, he just wants to play with them to death. I did go ahead and bring a spoon tomato out. I accidentally gave all of mine away, so I had to start some more. So I started them from seed up on our porch and just threw a few out here. But everything's looking pretty good. They've enjoyed the rain. This pepper got broken, but it's actually recovering. These are carnival blends, so it's kind of a surprise of what we're going to get. The squash, more squash. Of course, all you see is my shadow. I've never grown scallop or patty pan, so this is our first year for that, and I'm so excited. It's cute. Brooke thinks it's an alien, but our lemon squash is doing good. I've picked off 3 squash bugs, which is nothing compared to last year, so I'm trying to stay on top of it. I actually have zucchini, as you see, that I get to pick today. We're going to have with dinner. Got squash already picked in the house and zucchini. Well, I'll have some more tomorrow probably. These are the peppers that were out in the frost. They got a little stunted except for this one because it's got a pepper bigger than its plant. But they're hanging in there. Now that we're getting really hot days, and our low for next week, the night's lows are 70, so they'll really take off hopefully. This Alma paprika, I can't talk guys, y'all know that, may not survive, but we'll see. We're growing out Brooks, you know, they have a name 4 miles long, the Borlato Nano, I don't know. We're growing those out for seed so we can plant a lot more of them next year. I need to get out here and weed. But she's got several of those. She just likes the pink beans. Okra looks sad. We have random green beans that got washed out during the storm that are growing though. I forgot to video the kids' watermelon, and they would get on to me for that. So that's their sugar baby bush watermelon. And they actually have a Kajari melon planted out here that looks okay. It got stepped on. Oops, that was me. But it's gonna make it, so I've got to get something for it to trellis on.